In this video, we will be discussing 5 tips to know when playing as Wraith. Without further ado, let's get to the video. First tip, uncloak faking. This is pretty easy to do since all you're really doing is just acting like you're about to uncloak. For example, if Meg is camping the pallet at Killer Shack, then what you would do is act like you're about to uncloak to get her to drop the pallet, cause what she's gonna think is that you're gonna swing at her, which would cause her to throw the pallet down. Then you can get rid of the pallets, especially the good ones like the one at Killer Shack, to end chases quicker. Okay, to give you a better understanding of what I'm talking about, here's a clip right here. A fake pallet, a fake uncloaking, he drops the pallet, I break it, and now he really has nowhere else to go except run around and find another loop. Found this window here, and I think he had a light here, yeah, since he sprinted off really fast. But after this, he pretty much had nowhere to go, and right here I caught him right here. Second tip, mind games. You can play mind games the regular way like any other killer, like moonwalking, but you can mind game the survivor by also using Wraith's power to your advantage. For example, if you're getting looped by a survivor, then that's when you use it. And how you will use it is simply basically you're just gonna be uncloaking, but while you're doing that, you're gonna act as if you're going into one direction, say left. But last minute, you switch the opposite direction to continue to confuse the survivor, like if you're going right instead. And this will help you since you get a speed boost when you uncloak. And if you still don't understand, I'm gonna throw this clip right here. Alright, here's a good example of what I'm talking about. So as you can see, Ash gets the save, and up ahead I already know there's a pallet. So what I'm thinking about is doing a little mind game on him so I can get a free hit, which does end up working. Get that hit right there. As you can see, I see him running up the stairs, and when I chase him, I already know where he's going to. And this right here is a good example of what to do. Fake going to the right, go to the left, end up getting the down, which only lasted me 15 seconds of chase. Third tip, blocking escapes. This tip will make your chases shorter and easier. And how it does is by blocking the pallets or windows. And what I mean is basically when you're chasing a survivor, look at where they're running to. If they're running to a pallet, then you body block that pallet so that they can't get through, which will cause them to run all the way around to the other side of the pallet to run a different spot. But either way, you're pretty much guaranteed a down or injured if they're fully healthy. The same thing can be said about the windows, especially the TLL walls. But it might be a little bit more challenging since they might have more options depending on the map and where the location is on the map. Okay, to give you guys a better understanding, I'm going to show you this tip in action. Okay, so as you can see, I hear a gen be worked on, I go towards that gen, I see a survivor working on it, so I body block them into the corner to get a free hit. And ultimately, what you want to do is if you see someone working on a gen, try to trap them into the corner so you can get a free hit, so you can end the chase quicker. Tip number 4, have a good start. Having a good start is very important since it kinda dictates the pace of the game. Now, how you can know how to get a good start is by hitting more than one survivor at the start, so they can waste time by resetting and healing. And it will be better also if you find 3 people on one gen, since you can get multiple free hits, should I say. If you only find one person, then try to take them down as fast as possible. But don't worry, if you can't get the down as fast, just move on to a different person. Try to find the weaker link and get... Okay, as you can see here, this survivor throws down the pallet. I start to chase her. As I'm chasing her, I see 3 people working on a gen. So my plan here is to injure more than one survivor. I injured a Fang. I see her running towards the cornfield, but I don't bother chasing her in there. I see Nia, so I try to go for Nia instead. And right here, I miss. As you can see, you gotta be patient. If you're not patient, that stuff is gonna happen. But right here, I get the hit on Nia, and I also get the hit on David. Got 3 people injured, 2 now, but now they're gonna waste more time healing. 5th tip, using the add-ons. Now, not every add-on for Wraith is the best, but the best ones to use are all Seeing Spirit, which lets you know which gens are being worked on. And also a little quick tip here, if the gen is red, like really red, then that means it's like about 70 to 80 done or closer, which gives that redder color to it. But if it's lighter red, then that means it's like about 50 or less % done. But if it's white, that means it hasn't been touched at all. And another add-on, another really good add-on is the Coxcombed Clapper. It's also a really good one since it completely silences the bell, which makes it much easier to sneak up on survivors and even have a chance at grabbing someone off a gen, which gives you that, stealthy kind of playstyle to it. And the last add-on for Wraith, which is also a really good one, is the All-Seeing Blood, which lets you see survivor's aura within 8 meters of your location, which this can really be good, especially in indoor maps. And if you down someone, you can scan the area to see if there's anybody waiting to get a flashlight save. You can obviously use whichever one you want, since it does really come down to personal preference. And when you do use it, make sure to use either 2 out of the 3 add-ons I just mentioned, but all really have a different style to it though, different play style. And what I mean is, if you're using the Seeing Spirit with the Cox Clamper, I just butchered that, whatever, move on, then you're playing more of a stealthy style to it. And if you're playing the perk Seeing Spirit with Seeing Blood, then you're playing a more aggressive build to it, but can also be considered a stealthy style too. A little bit of it has some of that, but hopefully that made sense to you. But overall, it should be good if you use either of the 3. Also, I forgot to mention this in the 5th tip, but if you're using the Coxcombed Clapper, it's really best to use it in indoor maps, since it's a lot harder to use it on bigger maps, but it's still possible. But in indoor maps, it's much easier to grab somebody or catch somebody off guard, since they won't be able to see you at times, and since they can't hear the bell, then you have more of a chance at catching them, either grabbing them off the gen. Say for example like Midwich or something like that, you can easily grab somebody off a gen. But yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there. Alright guys, that's gonna wrap up our video for today. If you liked this video or enjoyed it, make sure to like and subscribe. And if you found this video helpful, make sure to comment down below and let me know which tip helped you the most or was of value to you. But I guess I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.